don't know what it is. Every time I hit record on this mud or start live, it just prompts me to stretch or yawn. And I've been up so many hours ago. But anywho, how you doing, folks? Donnie, whatever, talking to myself. I haven't did one of these in a minute. And this one, self-explanatory. But I do have this to play. So listen to this and then I'll further elaborate. How y'all doing, by the way? And I knew this junk was gonna do this every time this phone. What's it? Why smartphones not as smart as they supposed to be?
USB.
USB.
USB. Please say a command.
Cancel.
Shuffle on.
Okay. Y'all heard me say cancel. And this must say shuffle on. Sound like that cat from Cosby Show. Challenge.
Move to Thaudio. Please say a command.
Said move to Thaudio. USB.
USB.
Whatever that's on your mind, speak your mind. Don't be shy. This is your time to shine. Speaking of white, did you happen to know there's a movie called Karen?
Yeah.
Did you happen to see that movie called Karen?
Nah. Not yet.
Okay. If you want to, go ahead. Be my guest. I had to cut that mud off. I could not take any more of Karen. But honestly, it wasn't even Karen that made me cut it off. It was the freaking black people that made me cut it off. I'm like, I can't do it no more. I cannot do it. This right here has put the top tier, or I guess the last straw, of freaking black movies to me. I already told you how I feel about black movies. Talked about how I feel about black. This junk was whack to the utmost. Now the blacks are whites now. Like they just as oblivious as whites in real life and in cinema world. Like it was the stupidest and non-blackest black people.
That's why I didn't watch 8 Mile.
In cinema history. Like this black chick was so oblivious to whitedom that she let this chick bogart her way into her home. They just moved over into the white neighborhood and they acted like the white neighborhood ain't a white neighborhood, especially being the sole black people in said white neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so oblivious to whitedom that she let this Karen, her name was actually Karen, that
Wasn't that old girl from
Hustle and Flow?
Hustle and Flow, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm in charge.
She sure was.
I'm in charge.
She sure was in charge. So she bogarted herself into this little homewarming party, and basically the black chick was coming back jogging, and she did. It was a white power that she just appeared behind her, and then she started and was like, oh. What's going on? She actually talking to her, giving her business as if she gotta give business to her. It's like, oh, we're just having a little get together. And she was like, oh, that's funny. I didn't get the invite. She's like, well, it's just small. Get together. Okay, I'll be there at blah, blah, blah.
That's what Karen said?
Yeah, and then she basically did Craig's mom.
Okay.
I was like,
well, you weren't invited.
Exactly, or just straight no.
Right.
In fact, I don't want you to get over.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have straight told her, like, look, I don't like you. We don't like you. Stay away from over here. Period. Play this. Yep. But she got this party. These people start, chit chatting. Her friends, the couples, friends, all black. They started talking, they having a conversation. Karen sitting on the chair there, and they were talking about vacation, and talking about Africa. And she did the whole thing of, oh yeah, I agree, y'all should go back. And it was like, hold on, what? And it was conversation, heated conversation prior to that statement. And then here come the two black couple that we talking about come walking in the room like, okay, now, I'm not even exaggerating. This is how they talking. Okay, now, Karen, what's going on in here? Why? Blah, blah, blah. But can you show some enthusiasm in your job of being an actor?
I mean, well, a lot of people don't know about movies, though, bro. It really comes down to the director, bro, and how the director is directing people to be. Yeah, he probably told them to be nonchalant or something.
Yep. Probably, but again, that remark happened, and they was like, hold on, what do you mean go back to Africa? She was like, yeah, just that. Yeah, I think y'all need to go back to Africa. Just that. And that, out of all the other BS prior to that, while they were over there, Karen, come on, what's going on? What's for real? What's happening here? Like, y'all don't know what's already happening, oblivious to the racism in this reality and actual reality that this reality depicts all the time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So, but that was the last straw when she said, yeah, I really mean go back to Africa. And this is how heated they got. They got so angry. Karen was like, okay, Karen, you can leave now.
You no longer enjoy the festivities of this
Exactly. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm cutting it off. I'm going back to I'm going back to being a Viking on Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Right. So do you think they should have beat Karen ass or something? Or?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like Karen should have never been allowed to be all up in their business the way they was all up in their business. Because this is my home. I don't care if it's a white predominant neighborhood or not. I'm here now.
Right.
My business on my property is my business on my property.
Yep. True.
So no, I'm not saying like mollywop Karen. I don't mean I never mean go white when combating white. You never go full white. Remember, you don't have to go white. Yeah. You don't have to go white to combat white. You just hit them with reality, and you will see white become whiter. Hit them with their own words,
Right.
Now, to go a little more, add more into that whole, I'm tired of these motherfucking black movies on my motherfucking TV. Of course, hopefully that's a play on the Snakes on a Plane, Samuel Jackson, one of the elites in my top 5 of best actors. But yeah, what I mean by that is I'm tired of black films, cinema, not only depicting black's reality. And what I mean by that, like, well, kind of like what I mean by that, that's all we see is boys in the hood. Variations of boys in the hood in our films. That's it. Blacks, we don't have imaginations for some reason. But it's not just that. It's the fact that that's what we have to depict in order for it to get seen, in order for it to be a black cinema world. We have to depict black's reality in order for it to be seen by other people. And that's what I'm tired of. That, like, man, I don't even like watching black movies because of that. I still do. You know, I give them a shot. The only thing that we really have that gets played by me is comedy. But look at the genre. We gotta act freaking nuts still. We gotta Jim Crow ourselves still in order for our stuff to get seen. And I'm just like, sheesh, that's whack. Like, even movies that ain't even black movies but got black stars in it, we still lose in that mud. Like, we lose in our own films. Like, we don't have the happy endings, but the white people in our movies have they have their happy endings. Even when we're not in a black movie, but black stars, Cinechronic is a great example. Anthony Mackie, not a black movie, but he was the star of the movie. Think about that for a second. Not a black movie, but he was the star of the movie. And he still lost at the end. I really, really would love to have an interview with Anthony Mackie, just to hear his thoughts on my theory on what the freak that ending, what the heck that ending was. Oh my goodness. It'll be spoiling it. It'll be spoiling the movie, because it's still somewhat relatively new on Netflix. But if I give you my theory, which you can go back and listen to, I forget which episode, but it's called Anthony Mackie, Anthony Mackie is in the title of it. So you can go and get my theory from there. But here, if I say it now, it'll be spoiling it, and it'll probably be implementing versus you probably getting it for yourself if I was not to say it. Because if I say it, you probably have it in the back of your head that, oh, okay, I see where it's coming from. I would rather hear other people's thoughts on it who probably haven't heard that episode of my theory on Cinechronic and that ending, and why I would love to have a talk, which is an interview with Anthony Mackie. I would love that. But yes, going back, I didn't digress. Freaking black movies, black cinema. I don't want to see any more variations of Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. Like, come on. Have the courage to write beyond that. Like, my theory let's just say my theory is right, that the only way that we get seen on cinema or on the TV is that we depict our reality. Let's just say I am right about that. Somebody have the freaking courage. More, I am working on stuff. I'm just a procrastinator when it comes to writing, but I do have everything. I have to put it together. I just got to piece it together. I email it and text it to myself. Anywho, somebody in the cinema world, black cinema world, have the courage to write beyond the hood. Right beyond the hood. Like, come on. No more variations of Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, and all that paid in full. So, you know, no more of that. We know that. We know that already about us. We know that already about them. But it's us that always only have those for some reason. I'm rambling on. I do have another talking to myself what I plan on doing in about an hour or so. About to go in here and knock this stove out. And I'm gonna be back because I done met God, and you won't believe her name. Peace out.